Diary, hello. It's November the 24th, 2018, and we're here in Wixford, England, in the study. I thought I'd chronicle the major changes I'm making to my server workstation computer, which you can use for just about everything. And it concerns the disk subsystem, which, as a result of Black Friday, we've just had the Amazon delivery, and there's going to be a major upgrade, which I think is going to suit me for the next year or so, at least. So this will be of interest to all people who really want to get the maximum and fastest disk subsystem on their computer, and do so by spending the minimum amount of money. We've got two new items which are being fitted and one outgoing item. So originally, for the last I'd say 2 years, we've been using a card like this. This card accepts a SATA M2 interface disk and a PCI NVMe interface disk, which sits here. So this would plug into at least a times by 4 PCIe slot, and the NVMe disk sits here and connects through these pins into the motherboard, and the SATA interface disk connects here, and via this cable goes to a standard SATA outlet. Obviously, for the future, you want to be using NVMe PCIe interface disks. So disks like these are going to be bought less frequently, but they still are a little bit cheaper, although several times slower than their counterparts like these disks here. So what to do with these disks? Well, I don't have that many disks, but I have found a rather cool 4-bay SATA interface. So this sits in a drive bay. So there's the drive bay holder here. And the idea is we're going to put that in here and we're going to power it from here, and it's got 4 SATA connectors. I hope you can see that. It's got 4 SATA connectors here, which would interface to the 4 M2 drives that sit here. So this will take my kind of old, if you like, SATA interface drives. So that's the SATA interface drives out the way with. So moving on to the new generation of drives, these are the PCIe interface NVMe drives capable of let's say up to 3,000 megabytes per second read speed each. These are going to sit on this card here, which is an Asus Hyper card. I got the first card for about £45, went back onto Amazon, and the price had dropped to 30 something pounds. I mean, it's quite incredible, really. So this will take up to 4 NVMe PCIe Express drives. As you can count, you'll see there's 5. I have a second card not shown, so this 5th old card, if I can be bothered, will be mounted onto that second card. So at the end of today, we'll have SATA M2 drives on here. I'd like to use all the drives that I've got. The new 970 drives will be fitted here, and the boot drive will be at the bottom. That's the 960, which is slightly slower than the aggregate drive here. I found out that on a Windows server system there are various different ways to aggregate the drives, but unless they're all the same size, Windows is not able to stripe to the drives. So I can't create. What I wanted to do was to create an aggregate drive which was somehow striped to intelligently by Windows, but that doesn't work. So it'll be the 3 drives which are the same size, which will be striped together for my data, and the single drive here, which will continue to be the boot drive, a separate boot drive. And of course, then this card will be redundant, and so overall, whereas there were 2 cards in here, in future will be 1 card in the actual workstation itself. So actually, I'll have cleaned up the workstation a little bit. I'll have saved 1 slot, so 1 slot could be used for something else. And then this SATA card will go into this drive bay here. Okay, so that's it. So we've got the SATA, we've got the PCIe NVMe. On the blog, I'll of course do some benchmarking and show you what speed we achieved. Thanks for watching.